Hi, this is another one of my little quick note videos, uh, and I just wanted to uh, talk about a subject which I'm finding very interesting. I always, I think the paranormal is a very interesting area, very interesting field, and you often hear people talking about portals and things like that, like portals with the other world. I've always found that description a bit um, obscure and a bit enigmatic, uh, because I always thought, well, the relationship between the astral and the physical is very direct. And there's a continuous gradation of things between the astral and the physical, you know. Um, so I never entirely understood what people meant by portals, but I'm getting an idea now, and that idea is in part based upon the sense I had of side worlds, of side universes, or what have you, which you could think of as alternate realities, but certainly that they're not part of this universe in the sense that you could think of them as not being part of our tree, you know. Now, I think that's a very interesting idea, but where I'm going with this is that there is an area of the what people sometimes term the lower astral, and of the astral that is closest to the level of physicality and matter, because there is this continuous gradation. So there are intermediate areas, and I think the intermediate area between the material and the astral, which I would guess would be somewhere in the region of the etheric, but in some people's schemes. But the thing is, the schemes are in some ways contingent. The divisions are contingent, and convenient. So I would say that there is an area which is intermediate between the physical and the astral, and this area, which has an uncanny quality to it, is, I think, where the things that people call portals actually occur. Which would explain the sense of their being locatable and of there being this a supernatural quality to them. So I think that portals are essentially not gateways into the astral, but gateways into other universes and other worlds, other possibilities, and they are accessed, I believe, through the area of the astral which is closest to the material, to that intermediate no man's land. I do find that idea quite fascinating. Another thing I wanted to maybe just an idea I just wanted to float, because I'm not that knowledgeable about it, but it's of interest again. We often think of the area of the sphere of Darth as being a gateway to alternate realities in some way, and I think this is that definitely works within the scheme of the Tree of Life. I think the 11th Sephira, and you'll notice on the diagrams that it always tends to be drawn in a dotted line, like it's the Sephira that's there and that isn't, and with an indeterminate quality, and no direct paths to it. And people sometimes say this relates to the illusory nature of knowledge and things like that. I tend to think of Darth as, in a sense, being a free-floating Sephira, and its nature appears as diffusion. It's like a probability cloud, or in this case, an improbability cloud. And just as people say that, well, you look at a particle and you see a particle at that point, and then other times it's like a waveform, or it has a probable position, but you fix it by looking at it. With Darth, the reality that Darth relates to is almost the opposite. it's what you can't see when you look directly at it. It's diffuse, and I know that Crowley referred to the a demon he referred to as Choronzon with the sphere of Darth. I can't say if that's accurate or not, but it's often taken to be the demon of dispersion. Well, I would suspect the dispersion involved is the dispersion of the cloud. It's the cloud of probability and improbability. There's no location, but it's a free floating phenomenon in a sense. Of course, this could all be complete rubbish, but that's what I'm thinking of at the moment. I personally find that quite interesting. That's about where I'm at with it. I do find this really fascinating, though. Anyway, I hope you find that interesting too. And if you know more about this area, I'm sure there's lots of people who know more than me. Please do feel free to comment. Thanks very much.